Hi, and welcome to another preview for our December the 9th sale. Before I move forward, I just want to wish everyone a happy holiday and thank them all very much for giving us a great year. In the background, we've had a local customer, Herb Heller, here, playing on a Steinway that's coming up in the auction. So we'll start on the Steinway. It's a black lacquer, and as you can hear from Herb, it sounds very good. Hopefully he'll buy it. Moving around this direction, Steve, you can see we got some nice mid-century in the sale. This is an Italian brass console and mirror, very good quality, nice and heavy. We've other mid-century in the back room, which we'll focus on, and we'll also introduce one of our new employees, who is Keen, who's going to talk about some of the mid-century this time. Here we have a really wonderful, finely carved Baroque-style Italian console and mirror with a marble centerpiece. Moving in the main room, Nelia will deal with the art, as will Bruce with the other stuff. And we move right over here where we got some nice mid-century. This we believe is Carl Springer. It's made for directional. We have a table with a snakeskin top on it, and we have a server with a snakeskin front over here. On your right-hand side here, this is by Aldo Ciura. It is a parchment and brass dumbwaiter. Here we have a lacquered mid-century console. This here is by Giovanni Saporiti. It's a sofa set. We have a sofa, love seat, and two coffee tables. Here we have a George Nelson cabinet, and not in the best of condition. Here we've had some lately, unusually, we have a signed Thomas Moser bench, signed and dated on the base. We've had some Thomas Moser lately, and it's done pretty good. Here, one of the pieces I like in the sale, we have a rosewood Danish modern desk. You can flip it over and you nearly have a partner's desk, or you can put it back here and you get what they call a Carlton style desk, and a nice mid-century chrome base swivel chair with that. Over here, Steve, on a different vein, but quite rare, we have a music box by a company called Adler, I believe. The discs are probably about 20 inches wide, and we have, I think, about 13 or 14 spare ones. It's wind up, and it also has a coin. Here we have a Danish modern rosewood demi-lune desk. It's sort of as is, but a nice lines to it. Over here to the used furniture, we have a very nice oval mahogany table. It has about 20 leaves. Note on top there's some nice Chinese porcelains. I've noted the sale is this really wonderful 18th century Baroque style mirror. Nice quality, a nice size, came from a Greenwich estate. Also from that Greenwich estate came this, one of my favorites in the sale, is this beautiful mahogany Regency or George IV bookcase. Just beautiful quality, nice size, came from up there. Also from upstate, we have a set of 12 Schmiegen Coetzee chairs. Nice quality, probably need upholstery, but unusual to find a set of 12, so that's nice, they're signed. Over here, hiding underneath the chandeliers, we have a cork top coffee table. It's signed John Stewart, but I believe it's by Paul Frankel. Nice form, nice base on it. As you're noting going along, we have plenty of carpets, no exciting carpets, but just good steady collection of Harises and regular ones. Here we have more used furniture. We have a set of 8 mahogany chairs, a Regency style coffee table. This is quite a looker. It's an English bench. It's nearly like the old American ones you get, nearly like with the sewing threads on them. It's beautiful. Here we have another Aldo Ciura parchment dumbwaiter. Noting all the way along, Steve, we got plenty of used furniture. We got leather top yew-wood desk. This is quite nice. It's a multi-drawer oak, vintage oak file cabinet, 19th century wingback chair. This came from a house was designed by Carl Springer, has the elephant form. We don't know if it's him, but nice chinoiserie top and holds your coffee nicely. You see, this is quite different. You see plenty of barber's poles, but not. This is in beautiful condition. It's wood, and the colours remain very good. It's got some crack in it, but a nice, funky country piece. You'll see all of those smalls. I'm going to let Bruce and the boys and Nelia and Whitney talk about all of that. We have a wonderful Chesterfield leather burgundy sofa. We have this beautiful chrome mid-century bench. And last but not least, we have this beautiful patinated and Tiffany style, but probably made by Gorham bronze standard lamp. With that, I'm going to bid you adieu. Again, I want to thank everyone for a great year that I had, and looking forward to seeing you on December the 9th. If I don't, have a wonderful new year. I hand you over to Bruce, Nelia, Whitney, and our new appraiser, Keen, who will describe the rest of the sale. Thank you.
Thanks, Ron. I'm going to move it along quickly today. We'll start out with this Vega banjo, tenor banjo, with a beautifully mother of pearl inlaid rosewood fretboard, tiger maple neck, original factory carving. Real nice example in a original hard shell case. Here in the showcase is part of a small collection of miniature antique bronzes, including this cold painted Austrian pen wipe in the form of a turkey, all original paint. And here a lot of 2 miniature bronzes, including this ink set here. And I've never quite seen this before, where the woman's head is the seal, is the wax seal. Little pen tray. And here are 2 dogs, one by a well-known French artist, the Pekingese, and then the German Shepherd is by Barry, and it's an authentic one. And on to some Asian, an extraordinary carved ivory, I guess, box in the shape of a turtle food dog base with a cylinder and signed underneath the lid. Exceptionally well carved, right from a house down the street. And from the same house, 2 Italian marble groups. This one is titled Ione, artist signed French. And this one, I don't know the title. Maybe it's Dante Alighieri. Maybe he's just a 17th century sort of artist, but it's signed Professor Petrilli, a very famous Italian sculptor. And on this table, again from a local house, a pair of antique Femme verte, I guess, 19th century Chinese porcelain urns with hardwood bases and hardwood tops. And here, from a house in Stamford, it's very hard to see the incised decoration on this blanc de Chine, but I think it's probably 18th century. It's at least 19th century, but it's a beautiful big tea caddy that's been converted to a lamp. And from the house in Larchmont, this has it's signed and it has an old label identifying it as Kangxi. I hope that to be correct information. A beautiful square-shouldered vase. And from the same house, also identified, it was a 14th century Chinese Ming Dynasty little low bowl. Anahis, 14th century. I think that's going to pan out to be correct information. And here, sort of an aesthetic movement, Chinese or Japanese bronze, but in a French holder with little winged seahorses or griffins. A beautiful aesthetic movement, Taza, 1870s. And around here, a little group of Asian ivories, including this stained foo dog, a wise man, 2-color wise man, and a little snuff bottle with a hard stone stopper, all beautifully carved, being sold as one lot. I think they're all signed. And from a Forest Hills Queen's estate, a 19th century French bronze-mounted cassolet turned into a lamp of very good quality with ram's heads, being sold along with a little Mark Sevres Parian bust, both 19th century. And this bronze just came in, it should be mid-60s, maybe 1970. This bronze just came in on Walk-In Wednesday. It's by Bruno Lucchesi, a well-listed Italian-American artist. And this is a beautiful bronze on a green marble base by Max Bachmann. It's one of my favorite things in the sale from a Tuxedo Park estate. And this bronze sculpture of 5 men walking with their top hats is signed Prince. Surely that's for the Haitian artist Prince Magno, I believe his name is. And from the Forest Hills estate, signed Leonard, is an Arab on a camel. He's missing the staff in his hand, but that should be no big deal. He's a significant artist. And from the same estate in Forest Hills, a pair of these mid-century, 1960s or maybe circa 1970 at the very latest, after Giacometti. They're called tête d'homme floor lamps, in perfect condition. A couple of pieces of Americana out of a Stamford estate, and with a solid Wayne Pratt provenance is this 19th century barber pole in original paint. Clearly they've put this on later on in its life, but it's a good antique barber pole. And kind of a pedestrian lift-top country box until you see that it was a seaman's chest, including his original stencil, and it is stenciled with this man's name as the owner in Vermont, something Johnson, Vermont. All fitted, smells like camphor wood, dated 1870, original paint. Probably just turn of the century, but a beautiful Truma mirror, carved in original paint, nice neoclassical scene. And here, it's too bad there's some furniture on this antique Oriental runner. It's in perfect condition. And if you can get a little shot of this bobbin carved bench while you're on the rug, that's a real tour de force in Turner's joinery. But what a beautiful rug this is, Steve, if you can get a shot on that. And from our Stamford estate, an 18th century or 19th century, probably Italian, definitely continental, marquetry inlaid commode. It's in pretty rough condition. It's going to need restoration, but it's a beautiful antique commode with beautiful inlays. If you can see how fine the inlay is. I think the other pull is in the drawer. And from our Greenwich estate, one of our Greenwich estates, a first period, either Regency or at the very latest, William IV gilded bench, original gold, couple little flakes here and there, but pretty good, pretty hard to find a nice period bench like this. I know Ron already touched on this floor lamp, and it's unmarked, but it certainly must be Gorham. It's of the finest quality, original patina, a little dirty, and from the same estate, and I think it also is probably Gorham, it's unmarked, is this sort of neoclassical designed table lamp with a leaded shade. I'm not so sure that this marble base started out on it, but it's been there a long time. Anyway, I think that's quite an exciting looking leaded glass lamp. From a Tuxedo Park estate, a very rare Civil War officer's sword, original scabbard, but this has a very strong connection to the South. Georgia, I believe, is where the family came from. It's an officer's dress sword or parade sword. Anyway, we have a lot of interest in this sword, and I wanted to make sure to point it out to you. With that, I'm going to turn this over to Nelia.
Thank you, Bruce. In this sale, we have paintings ranging from Old Master up to modern and contemporary. We're going to start here with two European pieces. This one up top is by Giuseppe Barbaglia. It's a nice 19th century oil on canvas. It's a civil wedding scene, just beautifully rendered. You can see all the details in the background. Certainly needs a bit of cleaning up and restoration, but it's estate fresh. Down below it is an illegibly signed European painting of a female traveler you see with child, beautifully painted goats as well. Unfortunately, we have not been able to make out the signature here, and we know it's got to be an important artist, came out of the same estate as the one above it. We do have several other Italian paintings and European paintings in this sale. I'll take you over here to one by Federico Andreotti, well-known Italian painter. We have a nice tavern scene with serenading cavaliers, a dark painting but quite charming. This is out of an estate in Forest Hills, Queens. We have many great paintings from that same estate, which I'll show you in a little while. Over here is a German painting, a dark portrait, but very nicely done, by Arthur Grimm, 1912. Bringing it over to America, we have a terrific Central Park scene by Saul Kovner, 1947, nice mid-century, has been cleaned up a bit, so the colors are bright and vibrant, but I think it's a nice, important scene. Up top, we have a Haitian work by Aubin. We actually have 4 other Haitian paintings in this sale, all of great quality. Nice colorful scenes. We have a beautiful fruit still life. This here is a Thomas Hart Benton lithograph. This is one of 2 lithographs by Benton in this sale. Both are pencil signed, estate fresh. We also have American prints by Sawyer, Biddle, Reynard. We also have a French etching by Millet. Below it, bringing it back to Italy, we have an Italian masquerade ball scene. This we think could be as early as 17th century. It has been relined and needs a little bit of work, but the age is there, and just a really terrific subject. Across the way, we have a nice photograph of Henry Miller, a portrait done by well-known American photographer Richard Avedon. We believe it is signed and numbered on the back by the artist. And below it, a charming painting by Vagnetti. Now this one actually has interesting provenance information. It's called Ragazza con Specchio, I believe 1946. And I'll just show you on the back. We have a 1956 Biennale label and a retrospective label of his work here, of Vagnetti's work. So nice painting out of a Tuxedo Park estate. This is an important aquatint and carborundum etching by Jean Moreau. You can see it is signed in the lower right-hand corner. In the limited edition of 75, it has wonderful depth and texture, in very good condition. We pulled it out of the frame yesterday. A nice, impressive size. Colors are still very vibrant. This also was out of the Forest Hills estate, fresh to market, originally purchased in the 1970s from the Bowles Hopkins Gallery in San Francisco, so very good provenance on that piece. In this sale, we also have a wonderful collection of original French lithographic posters. We have Cheret. Over here, we have Toulouse-Lautrec, May Milton. And next to it, a work by Steinlen. Both of these have been mounted on linen. They do have, some fading and condition issues, but nice original lithographic posters. I showed you the Saul Kovner Central Park scene. This one, another New York scene of the benches, several figures sitting here, actually by well-known art therapist Edith Kramer. So a nice piece of New York history, also from the mid-20th century. We have a beautiful life-size portrait of a sculptor in his studio by an English painter, Albert Carl Christian Jan. He's actually known mostly for his enamel work, so this is an unusual piece, an unusual subject and medium for him, but just terrifically painted. The sculptures in the background, he's captured the face very well. It may in fact be of his brother, who was a sculptor. Here we have another large-scale old master work that came out of an apartment in Manhattan. You can see an allegorical scene, perhaps a mythological subject. A lot of figures, cattle, in an expansive landscape, nicely painted, has good age. Unfortunately, we have not found a signature on it, but we think it's a beautiful quality work, and the size alone should be a good seller. On either side of this cabinet are 2 pairs of paintings that I'm going to talk about. We have a beautiful decorative floral still life and 2 watercolors by another Italian artist. First, I'll show you the floral. These are both in Heinrich frames, very well executed floral still life landscape background. You have the insects, butterflies, caterpillars, also have good age, have been restored, so the colors are very vibrant again, but we do think they're 19th century. And then below it, we have a watercolor by Italian artist Guardabassi. You can see how delicately it's been painted, the facial features, the fabric of a young Italian girl. Its mate on the other side is a little boy playing an instrument. We'll show you those briefly. Here's our little boy, one of the pair. And up above it is the second floral still life, also probably, again, 19th century. This is by well-known Hungarian painter Fried Pál. This also out of the Forest Hills estate of Spanish dancers. And a charming portrait here, also life-size, of a child with a toy train by American portrait artist Bowers. And I have just one last also portrait to show you, or portrait or figure study to show you. And it's a dark painting by German artist Maria Lubs. And although the subject, of a woman plucking a chicken is somewhat crude, the painting itself is certainly not. The light coming through, shown on her face, is just beautifully painted. And the details that are captured, it actually makes it quite a charming painting. So that about wraps up a little taste of the fine art. We have well over 100 paintings in this sale, so you have to come in and see them. I'll send you over to Keen, who's going to talk about a few special mid-century pieces. Thank you.
Hi, thanks, Nelia. All right, I'll show you a few of the mid-century pieces that we have coming up in our next sale. We'll start right here with the Nakashima Trestle Laurel Dining Table. This table right here is really beautiful. Grain is brilliant, typical Nakashima butterfly joints, and it's made of an exotic Brazilian walnut, which is most likely the wood that's used for this. The design of this table, according to Nakashima, was to mimic the early American settlers' lifestyle. High functionability, high natural beauty, and really nothing else kind of stands out about this table that you wouldn't see right in the video. You can see throughout the table there's one split right here, a natural split that has a butterfly joint on the underneath of it, but the rest of the butterfly joints, basic Nakashima signature that really sets this table apart from the rest of the mid-century pieces. All right, continuing with our mid-century selection, here's one of the most iconic mid-century pieces that you'll see. Ray and Charles Eames, rosewood, ottoman, and lounge chair. You can see the molded rosewood on the edges. Down cushions really provide a mixture of comfort and style to any space that you want to put it in. Cast aluminum bases, the 5-star bases with adjustable casters on the bottom. Any surface area you want to put them on, perfect comfort. There is one unfortunate split to the back of this piece. We believe it's easily restored, so not to worry there. And those are just two of the mid-century selections that we have. I'll shoot you over to Whitney. Thank you.
Thank you, Keen, and I'm going to start the sterling and jewelry segment of our auction preview with this 17th century Hungarian christening spoon. It's quite beautiful if you take a look at both sides here and the detailing on the handle. Next we have an aesthetic movement tea set by Jacquard & Company. It really is quite exquisite if you look at all the work and the finials on this piece. This tea set here is one of several tea sets and a personal favorite of mine with the bird spout on the teapot. It also comes with a creamer and sugar. This is a 4-piece silver plate tea set with beautiful bird finials. Here we have an international sterling tray, quite nice looking with clean lines. And here's one of 2 flatware sets. This is by Gorham. It is a floral set we have here with monograms on the handles. And there are additional serving pieces. We have a 14-karat diamond and gold bracelet here. My very personal favorite here is an enamel diamond and gold ring, which is a very similar style to this Phoenix brooch that we have with diamonds, enamel, and a ruby eye. Also, we have a collection of coral jewelry, 14-karat gold brooch with a coral frog. These 2 coral pieces are together with a turquoise cabochon. And also we have this coral pendant and this coral brooch. This is an Igor Carl Fabergé watch with diamonds and emeralds. And lastly, I'll finish with a platinum and diamond ring that we have here. And that ends the sterling and jewelry segment of our preview. And I hope to see you at our auction on December 9th at 2 p.m. Thank you.